Hey guys, this is Manraj Grayval for Close Look. I'm here at the Vancouver South Asian Film Festival. We have everyone from Oscar-winning producers to local filmmakers who are making feature films, documentaries in all genres. We have political commentaries, comedies. We actually got a chance to see a few of these films. They are amazing, even if you do not understand the language, the acting, the emotions that we see, they get the message across.
Bothered people less fortunate. So that was part of the kind of concept. We should also be compassionate and keep in mind people who are suffering.
Hello. So my film's name is Evolution Corvus, right? It's about a man who questions the societal way of life after he realizes that the Corvus species, crows and ravens, are just as evolved as we are. Right? So I was in the hockey industry, scouting, coaching. I did some analytics, and I realized, I've always loved film, but I realized that the best way for me to help the world was to put messages out there, right? So that's why I'm in film, is to today there's so much advertising that's confusing people. So I want to give people back their power, right? So that's my drive in film.
So I did see your film. What is the pros?
So the crows represent looking at life in a different way, basically, right? Most people don't know that crows have more neurons in their brains than we do. They're smarter than us, and just in a different way. But we worry about sight and taste, what we see, what we're eating, right? But crows don't think that way. They worry about sound and smell. So they are evolved, but just in a different way, not in a way that we see.
What's your advice for future filmmakers?
So for future filmmakers, I'm an example that you can look at, because I came from nothing, not even having an iPhone before, never using any editing programs, never really doing anything, right? So this was all my energy, and this was from nothing to this, just a thought in the shower. So what I want to say to future filmmakers, if you really want to do something, be cautious of where you're spending your energy, where it's being drained, right? And then put it fully towards what you want to do, because it's all drive. It's all drive and all love.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I became involved in this production through KP, who's a friend of mine who I met through work. I've been acting for a while, and then he told me he's going to start making movies, and it's like, okay. And I said, what's the movie about? And he mentioned the crow angle, and I was like, have I ever told you about my relationship that I have with crows? And he said no. So long story short, he couldn't have picked a better person to portray the role of Joe Corvus, because I'm always interacting with and evolving with the crows. So yeah, it was a good call, good casting on his part.
So the question I want to ask you is, how did you find this production? Did you enjoy yourself?
I did. It was a small crew, basically just me and Chris most of the time, and I've got to be honest. I work with a lot of directors, and not that they're all difficult, but Christian was just a pleasure to work with. He just said, "This is what I want," and he just gave me the space to do. He trusted in me as an actor, and it went wonderful. It took a few months, but went as well as it could have gone.
So give me more insight to your role in that sort.
Okay, well, based on true events, and the part involving the parents is almost all true. It'd been a long time since I'd gone to those places, and it was emotionally challenging for me to do it. But it's made me a better person. It happened a long time ago for me, but it often still feels like it was yesterday.
Guys, thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Hey guys, I'm here with Panta and Ritesh. We caught you guys. You guys are so busy taking photos. Famous fans. And I just had a question. What does being brown, how does that impact what you make, what your filmmaking looks like? I know, straight into the
it
deep
impacts
questions.
everything, how we grew up, how we treat our elders, how we treat our loved ones, the stories we tell, and the references we have to our culture, religion. So being brown impacts everything I do as an artist. So yeah, it means a lot.
For me, it means putting that representation on screen for the next generation to see. Because when I was growing up, I didn't see anybody that looked like me. All I saw was, blonde hair, blue eye, which is also beautiful, but like small nose, lips, and I'm like, I got this big brown nose that I'm proud of and I'm keeping. I have thought about removing it, but I'm proud of it. I'll keep it. But it's about having that representation on screen where you can say, "Hey, that looks like me. I'm also considered beautiful," and that's really important for the next generation growing up. Seeing the normality, seeing that the world is diverse. There isn't one look, that Hollywood look. Now Hollywood is starting to follow and change. So I think having brown people on camera more helps the next generation normalize it and have everybody more like us on screen.
Of course, no stereotyping, just straight up normal life.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And you did a film on homosexuality. I mean, how important is that to be brought on, just not even as like as a Canadian film, but from your cultural perspective, as in a brown household, to be discussing that? How important is that?
Oh dear Lord. I think there are still households where they don't talk about it. They don't want to discuss it. It's the elephant in the room. But I think us making this film was exactly that, to have those conversations, and I hope there are more people who do this. So yeah, I think it's very important, especially within the South Asian community, and its artists and creators who will push the boundaries.
Exactly, like I said, we were talking about it on stage as well, having, making it okay, creating that platform to say it's okay to be you is very important. To have our queer people represented on TV, especially within our community, because there's still countries that are not as accepting.
Right.
But the generation is changing. My mom is coming around. Where I was growing up, it was very different. We actually were estranged and didn't
People say
speak.
now it's become more, but it's like it's just coming out more.
It's just coming out more, and it's always been there. I didn't talk to my mom for 6 years,
You
but
guys making movies isn't bringing out the gay in people.
Exactly, yeah. But now, you get to connect with your own family
Of
even
course.
more, because your parents will see, they gauge the audience. Like my mom was not accepting, but now she's very accepting and she's proud.
Yeah.
It's changed. 6 years, of not talking also help for us to reconnect with each other.
Yeah.
And films like this that she'll watch, she's like, wow, people like this. And she gauges the audience reaction and the embrace that the Canadian, people
They
are.
like it because it's real.
It's real. We exist. We're here. We're proud. We're loud. Yes.
And what's been your role model, like to become someone in the film industry? Who inspires you?
Ritesh, for me.
Oh.
Because, but no, really, and I'm not just saying that because he has work-life balance. He's creative. He's smart, and for me, I've just been film, but there will come a cap with the creativity if you just constantly only
Right.
think about film. And what he said that inspired me and has been with me, and I'm trying to change myself in that, is diversify who you know. Go out in the world. Don't just hang out with only film people. Go to artists. Go to somebody who's a cook, a chef, an accountant. Everyone and everything can inspire you. For me, it's absolutely in my life right now is Ritesh.
Wow.
Thank you. And yeah, I think my relationship with Banta just got stronger and better to find a confidant, a true friend, a soulmate, because we worked on this together and I was able to really open up about my trauma and we discussed our own experiences. So it just brings you closer, and then you see the light in other people as well, and that's just inspiring.
You see one human that's amazing, and you're like, there's hope.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
hope.
absolutely.
Just the last few questions. One word to describe the city of
Vancouver or
Yes.
Surrey?
Or Surrey. Sorry.
we're beautiful
Surrey. Yes. People don't know Surrey, so I was in Vancouver.
We know Surrey. We love Surrey.
We're gonna
love
make Surrey
Surrey.
popular.
Yeah, we love Surrey, and this is where our community is, and we'll always come back to show more movies here. And yeah, and Vancouver is great. It's such a beautiful city. It's such a livable city. I just hope our community finds more opportunities to engage with each other. I sometimes feel like we get caught up with our own people,
Right.
but if we don't put ourselves out there and actually engage with others from other communities, we won't know all the things that are in common.
Right.
So I think, be it the Persian community, the indigenous community, the South Asian community, we all need to talk and we all need to make movies together.
Because we have so much to share.
Absolutely. I'll try to do one word per city because I think he got all the words and I'm accepting everything he said. So if I had to describe Surrey in one word, I would say embrace because I feel very embraced by this community. And if I had to use one word to describe Vancouver is opportunity. Hollywood North. Vancouver is Hollywood North. So
I found my career. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
very
for this
much.
interview.
Can I have a moment with Nutanji? She played the mom in Two Colors of Jahan.
Wow.
And she's my on-screen mom,
I love
and she's
this.
here
I
to
love
support
this.
us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me in your film. I was really very happy and people, they liked it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
she's so talented
Right.
and so natural.
Yeah,
All-
and
everything.
it was great. We had such a good time, and we went on a coffee meeting, and we talked about it.
I know,
Right.
I know,
And,
yeah.
and we discussed a little mother and son
Right.
relationship and issues and all of that.
Yeah, she
And
got real life experience.
she got
practical
it,
experience.
and then you can see it on the screen. It was perfect.
Yes.
Oh,
In future, we are working together
Absolutely,
for sure.
I'm gonna write another role for her.
So nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you guys. Thank you so
guys.
much. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Saurabh,